Welcome to another video. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day today. Today, we did not take any trades. Today was a bank holiday in EU and GU. So yeah, there wasn't a bank holiday for USD, so still tradable. There was a setup today. I purposely called a day off, although it shouldn't be a day off for me because there was a setup there. The setup wasn't in my entry, so it broke my rule, so I didn't take it. But the whole main reason why I didn't take a trade today, we're trading on a big ass consolidation here, right? I don't want to trade this condition. Next week looks to be way better off, right? I probably will high likely want to see this highs get broken through. Not push out this high, but push out this high, come right back down. Eventually push out this low, eventually go up back to the upside. Doing a weekly KOD to the higher time frame draw on liquidity, which is the 6-month CRT here, right? But today, I took a day off, right? Today, I didn't even take a day off. I woke up at 5 a.m. Woke up, look at the chart. I read my rules. I said, okay. The amount of the chart, I was like, man, market is stagnating really hard here. Should I check the trade here? Market is barely moving in the daily candle. Daily candle right now is moving, right? But I was like, market isn't even moving that bad. And it wasn't even moving that much. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call it a day off. But if there's a setup, I will highly take it. Right? I did see a setup and I didn't take it simply because he broke my rule. But now, if you before we do any further, the whole reason why I didn't take it because I said the last bank holiday where the market actually moved. If you check the last bank holiday, which is all over here, right? This was the last bank holiday, right? Which was on Thursday, which is for USD, which is a bank holiday. And during this day, I saw market move very nice. But the reason this one moved is because, what I'm saying, you can see there was a lot of volume. My market was clean, right? So it wasn't choppy at all. It was a clean week. Market was up, moving up and down. So I was like, okay, this bank holiday is tradable, right? So we had a setup here to the upside. On this one, you can see it's pretty hectic here, right? Market constantly consolidating and it isn't making a big move happen here, right? So that's why I called it off. But I was bullish on this day. I was looking for a long here. I was looking for a daily KOD IRL to ERL. I mean, as well as a daily, KOD to the upside. Will this KOD perform? I'll probably not see it. I'll probably not see it perform. Probably see a high. This Monday high gets souped. Eventually go lower from there to the Tuesday low. Eventually from high from here to the upside to the KOD. And keep in mind, I'm not sure of that. I will have to see what happens on Monday, or have to adapt to the market. Right, I'll do tomorrow because I'm not even analyzing the market right now. I'm just going based out of my thinking here, right? So I have another chart here. Keep that in mind, right? But for long here, we had same nature of yesterday where we had a daily range, we had a near continuation. We as well had a 4-hour CRT still right over here. We had a 4-hour. What else here? We don't had not much. We had a daily range high as a drawn liquidity because what I'm saying, this company just got tapped. We had that as drawn liquidity. So it's like the same narrative and path as yesterday. 4/17/2025, right? That's what we had. So now, if you go to lower time frame, to the hourly time frame, says unit continuation, we're looking for a hourly CRT to long it up. We had a CRT right over here as our way to take this trade. Our initial drawn liquidity was just over here. We'll add that because that's the CRT. That was the same CRT as yesterday, right? Which got respected. Now, if we go to the 15-minute time frame here, market was playing around a lot. It was playing around this entry price for a long time here, right? So now we can see it here. We didn't have a long opportunity. We're looking for a near continuation. 7 a.m. push out 6 a.m. highs. Okay, I went into 8 a.m. 8 a.m. came around. Push out the highs. Okay, I went into 9 a.m. It looks like gonna leave a gap here. The gap probably gonna be the push to the upside, and he did push to the upside. And if the entry was definitely there, I was definitely gonna take the trade because I guess no, market doesn't care about bank holidays. Doesn't care about these holidays, these news. Is gonna move to the objective draw on liquidity. Doesn't matter if it's a news there. Doesn't matter if the bank holiday, right? Because market needs to go to this drawn liquidity, right? So market does not care about the drawn. The market does not care about the holidays and shit like that, right? The market is moving. It's moving to the drawn liquidity. It's not stopping here, right? See lower time frame. We, say had a range. This was our 4-hour range here. I mean hourly range. I can see all the time frame low was not a legit low here. Just a bullish candle. Market pushed it out, right? Big push to the downside. Eventually, we had a multiple one here, right? A multiple one was a body, so that's why I didn't take the trade, as well as a low not being a legit low. And probably wondering, well, like this is making you miss a lot of trades here, right? Isn't that bad? No, the reason is not that, because I personally do not. Do you want to trade in a specific range like this? Do you want to trade in ranges that are like this, right? I know you do not. I know you guys do not want to trade in ranges like this, right? But the market is not expanding to a drawn liquidity water. The market is not moving to a specific direction, where the drawn liquidity is unclear, right? But the market is unchopping, so that's why we have our rules there, right? Our rules are supposed to give us the highest probably setups, although it means, although it may mean that, okay, we're missing setups, not setups, we're taking fewer trades. But guess what? Those fewer trades are very high quality setups as well. Those fewer trades are very nice, and it's gonna give us very good price action, right? So today was beautiful, right? I saw market moving. Right, this trade I could have definitely taken it if there was a legit low, if there was a right model one. Right, in this case, the body happened first. At the body of it, eventually it just performed to the upside. I mean, it would have definitely performed. Even the yesterday trade, I was like, okay, this will definitely perform. I went based on my feeling though, right? I was like, okay, this setup, I'm saying, it looks good. Everything looks good. It's gonna perform here. But if you give me the right, right model one, I'm gonna take it. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna take it, right? But it still performed here, right? Because I'm saying, once you get advanced, you would know, okay, this move will perform, this move wouldn't. And that only happens once you're very advanced. Once that only happens, once you really know, right? So that means, okay, if I have the model one here, whatever the model one is, I'm gonna take it, right? Without caring about the legit low, legit high, or whatever, right? But that's very rare. That is very, very rare, and I'm not gonna do that, right? Why I'm not gonna do that? I'm probably gonna do that in the future. Well, let's just say, actually, I'm not gonna do it in the future, right? I want to take fewer trades, but that's an intuition of, you having very advanced in the market. That only happens if you have like at least a decade. I don't have a decade of experience, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably saying, well, decade is too long. It's not that long in trading here, right? So, traders who traded for a long ass time would know, okay, this should be the move, push to the upside, you know, as ICT and Romeo says, if you go check ICT and Romeo, tweets, they know that, okay, this could be the position, the move that causes it, and eventually that move was the one to cause it, right? And our setup is the move that will cause it, but what I'm talking about is execution, right? So the entry, so if the right model one, if it's legit low, legit high at the CRT, shit like that, right? But the move, we're always predicting the move to be the right one, right? So in this case, isn't even the right one here. Probably gonna have it set up on Monday to execute a trade, but this did move, but was there enough volume here? No, right? And as well as it's not the right setup, right? So I'm saying, when I stay risked off, no trade throughout the whole week, which is fantastic. And yeah, this is a market recap. What I highly see next week would be beautiful. Next week we're leaving a gap here. I want to see this gap get retraced to before push up any higher. That would be way better off, because this would cause a retracement for the monthly time frame. You can see monthly time frame has 12 days to close, and after 2 days, it's gonna be saying it's gonna be 10 days to close. That means the next week is the fourth week of the month, which needs to close at a fair price, right? So yeah, I would definitely want to see this week, I would definitely want to see next week retrace, because of, I'm probably gonna say, based on experience here, right? So I would definitely want to see the next week retrace, because it's told one of the, the next week is the fourth week of the month. As you guys know, fourth week of the month is usually always a reset, which means you're gonna just going to which you call it in English, is going to retrace to close off the monthly open high low close concept here. Right, you can see monthly time frame has a big candle, so you will highly need to close in a fair price. You can see even last month, the fourth week retraced, right? This case, the 4 week did not retrace. It did retrace through the low time for weekly time frame. It did end up retracing here, right? Retraced out of here, retraced, didn't do much, retraced, and this one right here, right, retraced as well. Boom, basically before pushing back down, right? You can see the 4 week month always a retracement. That's what I'm looking to do. I want to see a push to the downside to the weekly provide gap, and I want to see how that goes as well, right? But yeah, I mean, that's definitely gonna happen. If you guys really think about it, it's definitely gonna happen, because what we're gonna have here is gonna be a expansion daily range, right? About one thing, well, didn't you say it's gonna be KOD? KODs are, you know what I'm saying, in this case, the 4 weeks on retracement. So I like to not see this high get, you know, souped until next month, right? Probably it can get souped. I don't care, and I don't know, right? If the price tells me gonna soup it out, I'm gonna go and, you know, see if I could go as that as my drawn liquidity, right? I'm gonna go based on the market, not my feelings nor my PNL, right? So yeah, you can see there's a gap. This KOD will probably not perform. Probably go soup lower, eventually go lower, then eventually KOD and go up higher, right? That's what we could do. That's what I see happening. And keep in mind, this is not actual prediction until tomorrow, right? So yeah, thanks for watching. This is my, you know, market recap of 10 market recap. You know, so I'm gonna take any trade. I don't know why I said a date here, but it's good to see the date right over here, right? So yeah, this is my market recap. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Join the discussion down below. Free signals, free one-on-one sessions, free mentorship, and as well free gold signals, right? Boom 500, you know, signals as well, and as well as euro signals. See you guys later. Peace.